Hello, I'm Coach Natalie, and welcome to this episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies. Well, as promised, we're going to be working on a Kimura today. Unlike the Kimura that we cover in episode 6, which is just your standard Kimura, this is going to be called a reverse grip Kimura. It gets its name because instead of me grabbing the hand that's on the same side, I'm actually going to be cross grabbing. I'm a left-handed person, so I'm actually going to be grabbing my opponent's left wrist. Obviously, if you're right-handed, you're going to be grabbing the right wrist. It's pretty simple. We'll break it down. Okay, so if you watched episode 6, you'll know that many beginners want to put their hands on the mat. They don't know why that's a mistake, but in that case, I'm grabbing the hand right in front of me. This is called the reverse grip Kimura, and as I said, this is assuming that your opponent is a little bit more savvy. They're actually keeping their arms like on your chest. This requires that you're going to be grabbing the wrist that's on the opposite side. As I'm a left-handed person, I'm going to be grabbing their left wrist. Now, it's still a Kimura that we would recognize because I'm reaching around their elbow and grabbing my own wrist in what we call a figure 4 grip. Finally, I'm going to be getting mobility by moving myself around. We do that with the other Kimura too, where we're not just trying to move their arm, by itself. I'm actually moving my own body, and that helps, in this case, rotate the arm to the outside. So, they're going to be in my guard. Unlike a beginner who'd have their hands on the floor, and then I would be just grabbing here, reaching over, grabbing, and then of course moving my whole body to move their arm behind their head or behind their back. What if my opponent really just firmly keeps their hands on my chest? No problem. Reach over, grab. Now I'm grabbing around their elbow and grabbing my own wrist. Now I need enough space here because what I'm going to be doing is rotating this arm back this way. At the same time, so I'm grabbing here, rotating back here. I accomplish that by moving my whole body. I won't be able to do this if I remain in front of them. Again, grab, grab, rotate. Now like any move that's painful, one way that your opponent can get out is if literally they can get out. So just like in the original Kimura, we're flipping our leg over their back. It's hoping to, break their posture, keep them trapped. In this case, by me putting my leg over their back, it keeps them from rolling out, getting out. Second of all, you'll notice that once I get a grip, I'm moving my whole body. I'm not just trying to move their arms with my arms, because at the very least my arms might be smaller than their arms, but my whole body is usually probably bigger than their one arm. And then there is a plan B if this still doesn't work. we can always switch grips and go back to the regular Kimura. Again, we have a savvy opponent here. They're not putting their hands on the floor. They're keeping it up here. That's fine. I'm reaching over, grabbing here, turning to my side, grabbing my own wrist, reaching over and doing the Kimura that we would know and love. If that doesn't work, if that's still not working, there's nothing that says that you can't switch grips, getting the figure four, and ending with like a regular Kimura. And as I said, if you want to go all the way back to episode 6, I dare you to watch those videos. Of course, they don't have the high entertainment values that these videos do now. Well, thank you so much for learning more about the reverse grip Kimura. It's always so great that once you know some moves, that you add a few more details and suddenly you have like a whole new move that might work as your opponents get smarter, because of course you're getting smarter too. Thank you very much for sharing these series, and appreciate your comments and support. Just gained a bunch of new followers at a workshop I attended recently this week, and that really means so much to me. So appreciate it, and thank you again for your support of this episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies.